Hey, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. We're taking your phone calls tonight on the Borders and Borders Hotline. 412-575-2600 is the number. But if you need a roof or anything else that involves construction, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. It's 1-800-NEW-ROOF. They do everything. Not only roofs, they do siding, they do gutters, they do decks, pretty much everything. If you live in the Pittsburgh area, make sure you call Ireland Contracting, 1-800-NEW-ROOF. Give me a call right now, 412-575-2600. We have a couple lines open. We're talking about the Buccos tonight. By the way, Vegas is losing to Washington 2-1. Fleury has been unreal, making some unreal saves tonight. Ovechkin got the first goal for the Capitals. So we are in the third period with about 8 minutes to go. That series is tied at 1 right now, and that game is in Washington. So Pirates, Chad Kuhl had a pretty good start, gave up 2 runs, 4 hits in 6 innings. He pitched pretty well. The Pirates need the starters, obviously, to go longer. Jamison Tynan did it yesterday, going 8 innings, 8 scoreless innings. They need production from Kuhl. They kind of got it. Not too much offense today. They could have used more of that. And the Pirates have been one of the best offenses in the National League, even to this point, even during this losing 11 out of 14 stretch right now. They've been on a bad stretch, and now they're only 2 games over 500. So they're in jeopardy of being under 500 at some point. They got to win tomorrow. It's imperative that they win tomorrow. They cannot lose a 4-game series, only win 1 game out of 4. I mean, that's how they keep dropping games. They lost the series of the Cubs. They lost the series of the Cardinals. To the Reds. And you just can't keep losing series. You got to start winning some series, or at least in a 4-game series. You got to split, especially against a team that you're chasing in the standings. They went from first, and now the past 14 games, now they're in 4th, 6.5 games behind Milwaukee, who won tonight 5-0. Milwaukee has the best record in the National League, one of the best records in the majors, 37 wins, 37-22. So they're going to be a tough team to catch right now, and the Pirates have to break out of this slump right now. And you thought they did it the other night, and then they had the walk-off home run. They were up 8-5. Then they won with Tyon, and tonight they looked like they were back in it and could have won this game. And they could have won their last 4 games, but they lost it. The bullpen lost it. And you need to figure something out. I don't know if they need to go out and get someone, but maybe start spending some money and trade for a guy or something. They're going to have to make some moves at the trade deadline because they're only 3 games out of that wild card spot. The trade deadline's not for a month and a half now, but they're going to have to try to do something. The fans are already boycotting. You can tell they're only getting like 10,000 if they're lucky, 14,000 over at PNC Park because no one wants to support this team. But this team is still in it. So, I've been watching it on TV. I've been going over to games, and I think it depends on what this ownership does. I hope they really make a move at the trade deadline to try to compete. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Jim out in Castle Shannon. How you doing, Jim?
Hey, good guy. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Hey, you made a mistake. Austin Meadows has 5 home runs.
No, he had 4 in the month of May. I was just talking about 4 in May.
Oh, you're talking about May?
Yeah.
Kind of the one he had today.
Yeah, he hit one today. He had 4 home runs in May. That's why he was the National League Rookie of the Month.
Okay, right now he has 5 home runs.
Yeah, because he hit one today.
Yes. Okay, and another thing, I think Austin Meadows is a great player.
No question he's a great player. He's been one of their top prospects. He's a guy that could have been up here a lot earlier, and he's a guy that's why they wanted to move Andrew McCutchen the last couple years. So, yeah, he needs to be in the lineup. If you're going to bring him up and waste a year with the Super 2, you got to start playing him. Or,
right.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Pirates did something and sent him back down. Not to blow that extra year, and they could potentially do that. And if he goes on a cold streak, they might do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go out to the other Jim who's waiting out in New Bethlehem. Without Jim, how you doing?
Hey, good evening, Rich.
Thanks for calling.
Things.
Yeah.
Austin Meadows should have never been taken out of the lineup.
No question.
Marte
100% agree with you, Jim.
Down. Hold on just a moment. You always stick with the hot hand.
Yeah.
And he's been first class since he's been put in the lineup. And his reward for performance was as soon as Marte was eligible, they set him down. That's one. Number 2, you mentioned about they ought to spend some money. The Pirates have been too frugal, and I'll be kind with that choice of words, over a long period of time. You cannot build a first-class professional franchise on third-rate money and taking the profits. and either buying properties and businesses in West Virginia and or on the ski slopes. Sorry, that's just my opinion. Thank you, Rich.
Hey, thanks a lot, Jim. And I think that's why attendance is what it is right now. I mean, people they're not fooled anymore. And I think more and more people have noticed since 2015, and you saw a steady and now a drastic decline in attendance. No one's showing up over there, and despite them winning. I mean, they won 8 out of 9 at one point, and then now they've lost 11 out of 14. And now you're never going to see anyone go over there if this continues. But at one point they were getting hot, and they could have had some of this momentum back. But you're right, they're frugal, and that's one of the reasons that I think fans are sick of it. I think right now they've hit lightning in the bottle with some of these cheap players and the young guys. But you got to add to it. You got to. I mean, that's why I keep saying maybe they didn't have the free agents out there that they wanted, but they were the only Major League Baseball team not to sign a Major League free agent. Now they made a great trade for Corey Dickerson. They're not going to be able to afford him in a couple years. But they didn't go out and sign anyone, and they kept that $20 million. I understand, look, they got $50 million from revenue sharing. They're getting $50 million from that Disney deal. But the $20 million that they basically saved by trading Andrew McCutchen and Garrett Cole, who knows what they did with that, but they should have spent it on some bullpen help, because obviously they need a couple arms for sure, or they should have went out and tried to get a starter, traded if they didn't like any of the ones on the free agent market. They should have done something, and they should have came out and said, hey, we're spending this $20 million on something, and this is where we are. But they kept it, and now they have the 4th lowest payroll in the majors. They're $50 million under what the average is in Major League Baseball, but they're still competing. So I'm rooting for the team. I always root for the Pirates to win, but at some point it's going to catch up to them, and that could be now. It's going to be catching up to them. They got to spend some money. I know some people were in the camp, you don't have to spend money. Look, where are you going to spend the money? Well, you got to spend it on, you could spend it on starting pitching for sure. They could upgrade at starting pitching somewhere, and they could upgrade in the bullpen. You know, I don't know if you can get a better closer than Vasquez, but you move him down to an 8th inning setup guy. He was good in that role. I like him as a closer, but Crick is coming on. I like Crick. We saw good things from Feliz at times. We saw good things from Rodriguez at times, Edgar Santana. But they're not like they were in 2015, and that's one of the reasons they were so good, because they had such a great bullpen. Once the starter gave them the ball, they were good 7, 8, and 9. I mean, you had Hughes, you had Tony Watson, and then you had Mark Melancon. I mean, you had good guys, good setup guys. Even before Melancon. I mean, when Melancon was a setup guy and Watson was a 7th inning guy, they always had a pretty good bullpen, and that's right now that's a big reason why they probably lost 4 or 5 or 6 games here lately. All right, back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Eric. Penn Hills on line 5. How you doing, Eric?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks for calling.
Hey, I think it's a coaching loss. Clint Hurdle got to go.
I don't know.
Look, why? Listen to me.
Okay.
If your Tyone's pitching the whole game,
yeah,
pitching a perfect game, and then you take him out and you put this bum in there to
Well, I mean,
why?
Edgar Santana did a good job.
He won. Let him pitch a complete game.
Look, I agree with you, but that's not the way they work. I think yesterday, if you're talking about yesterday, Tyon should have came out and pitched the 9th inning. He was at 130 for the 9th inning. What's the worst that can happen? 120 pitches? I think he should have came out there and pitched a complete game. They put in Edgar Santana. So I agree with you on that point. But, you know, I don't put maybe you could put Thursday's loss on Hurdle because it was the 3rd straight game for Vasquez, but in that situation, you have a 3-run lead. You don't think he's going to give up 5 runs. Maybe he gives up a run and then he goes to someone else. But I don't blame him for do you go to Vasquez in this situation? Rodriguez is one of those setup guys. He's one of your high leverage guys. You got to go to him. They pitch Crick, then Rodriguez. The game's tied. He can't give up. Just that's it. You know, you need. That's what they need right now. And hopefully they go out here in the next month to upgrade the bullpen. All right. Well, we got to take a break. We got John and Mike out in Oakmont and Green Tree. We'll get to you guys in a second. But first, we got to go to break. Back with more of your phone calls. 412-575-2600 is the number. Or you can always reach me on Twitter, @Rich Walsh. Back in a couple minutes.